They say the dead cannot speak, that they take their secrets to the grave. But if you listen closely, the dead are screaming. Welcome to Whispers of Mystery. Today we are investigating two ancient crime scenes separated by 8,000 miles and 5,000 years. From the world's first metropolis in Turkey to the arid wastelands of Peru. These aren't just archaeological sites. They are evidence lockers. One reveals a home where the living slept beneath severed heads. The other, a mass grave where dozens died with their spines snapped in half. Was it murder, sacrifice, or something far more complicated? Today, we use modern forensic science to reconstruct the final moments of these forgotten souls. Our first case takes us to 7500 BCE, southern Turkey. This is Çatalhöyük. To the untrained eye, it's just a mound of dirt. But 9,000 years ago, this was a mega-city, a proto-metropolis where 8,000 people lived. There were no streets. People walked on the roof and entered homes through the ceiling. It was a tight-knit community, perhaps too tight, because inside these claustrophobic homes, the line between life and death blurs. When a family member died, they weren't taken to a cemetery. They were buried right here, under the floorboards. But as archaeologists excavated these floors, they noticed a disturbing pattern. Many skeletons were intact, except for one thing. The skull was missing. Forensics revealed cut marks on the neck vertebrae. These heads weren't lost to decay. They were surgically removed. Modern microscopic analysis confirms the flesh was already desiccated when the cutting happened. And they didn't just keep the bones. They plastered them with clay to recreate the faces of the dead, painted them with red ochre to make them look alive. Why? Some theories suggest a skull cult, a desperate need to keep the wisdom of the elderly physically present in the home. But the most chilling find? Skulls with drilled holes and grooves, evidence that these heads were hung from the ceiling, a mobile of the dead watching every move. Let's leave the claustrophobia of Turkey and travel 5,000 years forward to the open, blinding expanse of the Peruvian desert. This is Cahuachi. It wasn't a city, but a pilgrimage site, a Vatican of the desert where the Nazca people came to pray to the gods. In 2013, near the famous Nazca lines, researchers found a burial pit. It contains dozens of bodies, but this was no ordinary grave. Bioarchaeologists were horrified. Every single individual in this grave had suffered the same fate, a violently broken neck. The vertebrae were crushed. The force required to do this is immense. It suggests a professional executioner, a precise, practiced snap. Their hands were bound behind their backs. They were helpless. But here is where the mystery deepens. Scientists performed strontium isotope analysis on the teeth. This tells us where a person grew up based on the water they drank. The results were shocking. These weren't foreign enemies or captives of war. They were locals. They were Nazca people, killed by their own. Why murder your own? We must look at the climate data. Around this time, the region suffered a catastrophic mega-drought. The gods had stopped the rain. The river was dry. The civilization was collapsing. They needed a trade, a life, for water. Two cultures, two different approaches to death. But what links them? In Çatalhöyük, the removal of the head was an act of veneration. It was love. They wanted to hold on to the essence of the deceased, to keep them as guardians. In Nazca, the breaking of the neck was an act of transaction, a brutal payment to the gods to save the community from extinction. Both sites prove one thing. For our ancestors, death was not the end. It was a tool, a resource, a way to control a scary world. Whether it was painting a face on a bone to remember a mother or snapping a spine to summon the rain, the logic is terrifyingly human. As we walk over the earth today, we step on the roofs of forgotten cities and the graves of the sacrificed. The forensic evidence is clear. but the emotional truth remains a mystery. Would you sleep with your ancestor's skull on your shelf? I want to hear your verdict. Was the Nazca ritual a necessary evil or a senseless massacre? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the macabre, don't forget to like and share. We have even darker secrets to reveal next week. Subscribe to Whispers of Mystery, because the truth is buried deep. Don't look under the floorboards.